He went to Illinois. Jihad Ward.
Wow. Dog,
He
tell me
balled
what
for
Mario
me.
Edwards Jr. was PFF's second highest rated edge player.
Didn't he win a Super Bowl with somebody?
That was last year, I think.
Jaden Mickens won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't know, man. I for J.J. Watt, I think everyone's talking about Green Bay.
Packers is
Pittsburgh
perfect.
as like the natural fits, but I think a place that makes sense that a lot of people probably aren't talking about, it probably have to be a minimum deal, but Kansas City makes sense, I think.
That's lazy.
Even New England.
They suck.
New England could come back. I mean,
They suck, though. They're not getting a franchise
They had
QB.
one bad year.
They have no direction at quarterback.
No, none.
None. Like
It depends what.
Their offense is literally a mishmash.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what happens with the QB market.
Like, I could see him going to the Ravens.
You know, they're not afraid to trade first rounders.
I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore got J.J. Watt.
They have good cap space.
Here's what I would say could happen, but it won't happen because they don't have the cap space. The Rams.
Honestly, bro,
they don't have the money to do it.
Like it's kind of refreshing to like not hate New England as much. I'm not gonna lie.
I stopped hating them a while ago. I was just like, it's just too many Super Bowl. It's too many times where teams choked and should have beat them, and it's like you can't even be mad at them. You can't say they cheated. Like the team they were playing against should have whooped them by like 15, but they're stupid.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Like the Patriots had great players on that defense for a reason. If you look at all the dudes who were on their defense, realistically, like a lot of those guys went on and got big money contracts in Miami and everywhere else. So they lost a chunk of their defense. J.C. Jackson is a ball hawk. So it is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy year, man. I'm telling you. Like,
but if I'm J.J. Watt,
a lot of people are gonna get moved. Like, pretty sure Von Miller's gonna get cut.
Don't you say that. Like, shut your mouth.
It might happen.
Shut your mouth and stop being disrespectful. Shut your mouth and know your role.
What is he worth?
A lot.
Off an Achilles?
Still a lot.
Or whatever leg?
Still a lot.
And he lost some weight when he got COVID, too.
He got it back, though. He even grew some of his hair back.
I mean, I'm not
cancer. You're not going to lose your hair.
Nah, his hairline was trash.
I would take Von Miller on the Raiders. It's just at what price? Are you paying $15-20 million?
That's what I'm saying.
When the cap is going down?
Exactly.
To a guy who's 29, has some wear on him, has some injuries. Because he's had shoulder things too, right? And he's an undersized player.
All pass rushers do.
Not undersized, but...
Not undersized, but he's a linebacker. You're not really a defensive end anymore. That shit ended in college. Yeah. But, like I said, I think J.J. Watt...
Maybe that's what he needs to be back into.
A 4-3 defense?
Nah. 4-3 defense.
Nah, he needs to be in space. Because you're using him to blitz, and occasionally he can drop into coverage, but you want him rushing the passer, but you don't want him burning himself out as a pass rusher.
That's what I'm saying. You have him play. He's strong enough to play the strong side. He's a power player.
Yeah, but like the same way, you don't want to make him the focal point of your defense. You want to have two other people next to him who can do their job and are competent, and you can play him. Tell that dog to shut up. You can like play him off
another
the
day in
defensive
LA.
line. Yeah, I know, right?
Random dog.
Well, I even heard with JJ maybe going to Cleveland.
Yeah, because Cleveland wouldn't be a bad spot.
Cleveland would be a good spot for him.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to be the guy. He just has to be a guy there.
And if he's playing D tackle and he already has 101 career sacks, that's frightening. Myles Garrett, J.J. Watt, Larry, I think it's a Joby. I forgot how to say his name, but he's pretty good.
I think he's a free agent.
Sheldon Richardson, I think is Olivier on that defense still?
I'm not sure. I think he is. I think they brought him back.
Either way, you put J.J. Watt in the middle of that defense, and that's interesting. But if it were me, I'd go to Green Bay.
Yeah,
that's all they're missing is him, is a guy like him. Kyle Lowry is pretty good for them. He was a nice find. Kenny Clark is a stud nose tackle. You got Rashawn Gary, who's still developing. He could learn something from Watt. And Watt, Wisconsin, that's his home state. Yeah. Why not play with Aaron Rodgers? Because all they really need is just a little bit more of a pass rush and another receiver.
That State Farm League.
I'm saying. And he's probably doing Pete's commercials still. Like, they could really, run, but the Packers have to actually go for it.
Yeah.
And that's why I think them drafting Jordan Love was such a stupid mistake. You want a Super Bowl or you want to prepare for life after Aaron Rodgers? I'd rather have the Super Bowl.
Now they got both, right?
Yeah.
The rich get richer.
He's making more than some of their starters.
Good teams.
A backup QB.
Good teams think 2 steps ahead. Look at Kansas City.
But
perfect example.
Can you call yourself a good team if you haven't won a Super Bowl since we graduated high school?
Hey, you're not wrong, but
the Packers haven't won a Super Bowl since you and I graduated high school, which was about 10 years ago.
Time the Raiders won a Super Bowl.
So, don't matter. No one ever called them a great franchise. No one ever said, the Raiders are a great franchise right now.
Back in the day, they were. Back in the day, they were. They
when my mom was in her 20s and 30s getting it.
I'm mad, bro. Fuck off. I'm out.
He just realized that, I just set myself up for failure. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up.
I'm walking out again.
I'm just saying, the Pack, when it goes back to the Texans, if you haven't won shit, who are you to call hands? Sometimes you got to be, in negotiation, you got to let somebody get their shit off and get the better part of the deal. If you get front end, they get back end. If you get back end, they get front end. That's negotiation. You can't win both sides of a negotiation. That's just,
what it is,
unless you're unless you're the Arizona Cardinals, then you won both sides of a negotiation. Because the Texans are idiots for that one. The fact that they didn't get a first-round pick.
The only thing I'll have to say about the Texans is it's not one thing. It's the entire relationship is unsalvageable, right? It's not about the fucking wins and the losses. It's about
the culture.
The people that Watson admires, the great legends you mentioned, from Foster to Watt, everybody in between. He sees that, so he knows there's collateral damage. He sees the first-round losses. He sees how Indy's coming up. Tennessee's being competitive right there.
They're never beating Tennessee.
It's not just one thing. It's everything. It's the people getting traded for less than what they were worth. It's not any one thing. That's the thing with the Texans. So, if you are somebody who's looking for a new gig, there are worse places, for sure.
But at least those worst places, I'd rather be in Detroit. At least they know they're bad and they still compete. The Texans think they're Beyonce and they're actually Michelle. The Texans think they're Beyonce. The Texans think they're Kelly Rowland and they're Michelle. No, they're not even Michelle. They're the 4th and 5th members of Destiny's Child.
I don't know why we keep talking about the fucking Texans. So let's move on.
Because the Carson Wentz trade. All that. It all spirals back. How do you determine...
It all spirals back to happening in Texas. That's what happens there.
How do you define quarterback value?
It's cold as fucking Texas.
And there's no lights on. And their governor's in Cancun. And he blamed the Cancun trip on his daughters.
The whole reason this storm happened is because Houston is getting rid of Deshaun Watson, and Mother Nature's saying, "What the fuck, you idiot!"
Yeah, you stupid assholes. And Whataburger's trash. If you're delivering Whataburger in Texas, do you just eat it for sustenance and just go shit in the snow, or do you just use it to feed off a pack of hungry dogs so you can get away and fend for your life to get to a local 7-Eleven?
I tell you what, the best thing at Whataburger is the chicken and gravy. If you don't want a burger from there, try the chicken and gravy.
I go to a burger spot to get chicken and gravy.
You won't regret it. It's good.
I probably won't. I believe you that I won't regret it. But if you have to go to chicken and gravy at a burger spot as an option, I'd rather just go to Popeyes.
The fact that that's even an option, bro.
Yeah, I would rather actually spend $87 to get 2 Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
In-N-Out ain't got 2-day-old chicken and some instant gravy on their menu.
You know that gravy got a bunch of fucking just mayonnaise in it.
Okay.
Mayonnaise on a burger is overrated.
It is. Mayonnaise is a disgusting amalgamation.
Unless you get some weird
vegan mayo ain't no better.
Yeah, you got to get like that Chipotle aioli to make it on a burger.
Here's what you do: you get some honey, put it on the bread, and then some hot sauce or some some chutney, some chutney. What's that shit called?
Jelly.
No, it's like jelly, but it's like when you get a chicken chutney sandwich, it's like a chutney sauce that they use. You put that sauce on the bun, or you get some hummus and some honey, mix that together. The honey stays inside the bun, and it softens it. So when you eat it, like, the bun is perfect. Like, you can almost eat it by itself, the bread, because the honey, like raw honey, like softens it up, and it just brings out the flavor even more. And you wouldn't need ketchup, or you wouldn't need mayo. Or, like, shout out to one of my coworkers last week. He made a fucking hamburger at work. Oh, my God. Caramelized onions. The shit was fire. He's like, I haven't had a burger in years. He used to be the elote man. He used to make burgers on the grill. I watched him make that shit from scratch, and I was just amazed. And, like, I'm trying not to, I've done a pretty good job of not eating cheese. But, man, cheese on a burger or on a perfect sandwich, that shit makes your whole day better.
I used to never eat cheese. Like, I used to do no cheese on the tacos, no cheese on burgers.
Cheese on the tacos starting to feel blasphemous now as I get older. I feel like it's wrong. Right?
I don't think it was until college that I really started eating cheese, honestly. Just never really cared for the taste.
I feel the same way about, like, milk and cheese and dairy because all the blood and pus and shit, and then it's all unregulated. But I'm like, ice cream is amazing. So fuck that. But then also, like, cheese on a taco is fire. Like, mac and cheese is fire.
Bro, I've seen you fuck up a quesadilla.
That's what I'm saying. A chicken and cheese quesadilla, bro? Don't get me started. I made a double quesadilla at work. Bro, I made a wrap so good for somebody, I honestly wanted to, like, just keep that shit for myself and then make them another one. And I don't even really fuck with cheese like that. But it's just...
All right, man.
Yeah.
So are we going to get through the topics or what?
Yeah, we are. But I'm hungry. Shit. Fuck you.
We're on the first segment, hour and 10 in.
That's the best part is the open forum, bro. Honestly, some people be listening to this part of the segment, to the show. I know they're just like... I can guarantee you that's what some people are feeling when they listen to that segment. Like, that's brilliant. We're gonna go carry out what they said. We're gonna take it one step further. But anyway,
should we just go to the next segment?
Oh yeah, the Falcons cut Ricardo Allen and defensive end Allen Bailey. I actually wanted the Raiders to snag Allen Bailey at one point. They never did. So it is what it is.
It's lost.
Say what?
Ricardo Allen is washed?
Pretty much. He had his redemption story with the Falcons. Got cut by them a bunch of times. I think it was tops in the NFL interceptions one year. And it is what it is now. So, with that, we're going to play a game. So the NFL is testing helmets that are built specifically for offensive and defensive linemen. Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
I'm going to say it's a touchdown because what have they been doing for the last 100 years? I'm sorry, turnover.